Hello everyone, I invite you to every Friday cryptocurrency review. Let's start by checking the current situation on BTC in the USDT pair, taking into account the 1-hour interval. First, we will use the yellow line to mark the upward trend line above which the price still remains. Now we can move on to marking support areas in the event of a correction. And here, after unfolding the trend-based fib extension grid, it is worth first marking the support zone from $36,704 to $36,361, but when we fall below this zone, we may see a drop to the vicinity of the second support zone from $35,409 to $34,893. Looking the other way, we can determine resistance areas in a similar way. First, we will mark a strong resistance zone from $37,380 to $37,858, which has significantly reduced the price so far, but if this zone is broken, then we will have resistance at $38,472. When we turn on EMA cross 10 and 30, we can see that they confirm the continuing upward trend, but at this point it is worth keeping in mind the red EMA cross 10 line which, when it crosses the green EMA cross 30 line, will give us confirmation of a return to the downward trend. Please pay attention to the CHOP index, which indicates that there is still energy to make a move. On the RSI indicator, we are moving in a visible sideways trend with a slight increase. While on the stock indicator, we are moving at the upper limit, which should result in a price recovery in the coming hours. As the second chart in today's review, we will check ETH against USDT, taking into account the 4-hour time frame. First of all, we can use the blue lines to mark the downtrend channel from which we saw the exit at the top. Here we will start by unfolding the trend-based fib extension tool in order to determine a strong resistance zone that has stopped the current strong price increase. The zone from $2,089 to $2,253. Only an exit from this zone and a positive test of it can open the way towards the resistance at $2,730. However, if we look the other way, using the same tool, we will determine price support locations. And here we will start by identifying the support zone from $1,980 to $1,884. But when this zone is broken, we may see a decline to the area of the second zone from $1,619 to $1,481. Index CHOP indicates that energy has been used. The RSI indicator and the stock indicator show that the upper limit has been exceeded, which may result in a price recovery after the recent increase. Third, we will check the chart MKR pair to USDT chart. First, we will use the blue lines to mark the upward trend channel from which, as we can see, the price is starting to break down. Going further, we can move on to marking support areas when we start a larger correction. And here we have a visible strong support zone from $1,236 to $1,123. But if this zone does not hold the price, we may see a drop to the support level of $979. Looking the other way, we see that the price is being rejected by a very strong resistance zone from $1,504 to $1,653. Only when we manage to break out of this zone and positively test it, we can see an attempt to grow towards the support level of $1,893. Please look at the CHOP index, which indicates that there is still energy to continue the move. The RSI indicator shows a rebound with room for further growth. But when we look at the stock indicator, we can see that we are approaching the upper limit, which may negatively affect the price and give a break again. The last one in today's list is the Tomo chart in the USDT pair, as before on the 4-hour time frame. First, we will use the yellow line to identify a strong upward trend line, which, as we can see, the price is broken with a dynamic downward movement. At this point, however, it is worth adding a second line, thus defining the upward trend channel, in which, when we determine the height of the channel, we can see that the price drop is very close to the height of the channel itself. Going further, we can move on to marking support areas when we start a larger correction. For this purpose, we will use the fib retracement tool. Based on the recent upward movement, we can see that the price has returned to a very strong support at the level of $1.15, which is trying to maintain the price, while we still have support at the level of 95 cents. Looking the other way, we see that the price has a significant resistance zone on its upward path from $1.28 to $1.40. Only later it will be able to move towards the very strong resistance at $1.73. Please look at the CHOP index, which indicates that most of the energy has been used. The RSI indicator has rebounded from the lower limit, but it is worth being careful whether it is a false break, because the stock indicator shows that there is still room for the price to go lower. Technical analysis is provided by a third party, and for informational purposes only. It does not reflect the views of CryptoDaily, nor is it intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, or financial advice.